Hey YouTube, Mrs. CP here. So I made a video the other day on how to maximize your space if you're stockpiling food and you live somewhere where you don't have a whole lot of space. So I gave some ideas and I was starting to run out of room. As you see, I have space again. I've got some down there, some up there, some more over there. And I know as soon as Mr. CP gets home, he's going to be like, fill it. But I've spent pretty much all day organizing and reorganizing and moving stuff and checking expiration dates. It's the life of a prepper. I mean, you've got to make sure your food is in date. You don't want, I mean, food can go past its best by date and still be absolutely fine, but we want to make sure we use that food up first. So I'll just give you a brief rundown of what I've done and what I've used, and I'm tired. It's been a long day. Alright, so this shelf was all of like, this whole shelf was actually covered. This is all of like our soups and stuff, and see, I'll probably have to show you somewhere else because it's tight right here. But I used the 12-pack empty soda cans and used them to hold my cans. And if you didn't know already, I'm really OCD about being able to see stuff. I was gonna label them. I'll probably go back and label them, but you can still see, even with them in the boxes, what they are. And I did rotated them as all the newer stuff is in the back of the box and the older stuff is in the front, so when you take them out, they'll roll forward. And I cut a hole, I don't think you can see, I cut a hole in the back so I could actually just put new cans in there when I buy them. So if this box, because this box isn't completely full, so when I go and buy more, I can just slip them into the back of the box and the rest of them will move forward. And then we've got all of our pasta and pasta sauces are all down there, all nice and neat again, which is nice. Like I said, I'm OCD, I can't help it. And then we've got all of like our canned, we've got some beans over there. We've got, and the tuna cans, the small tuna cans, they work in here too. I did 3 across, and they all work in there very well. I mean, they won't rotate as easily, but it's better than stacking them on top of each other, which I've already mentioned before I don't like to do because I knock them over all the time. But I did snack right here. Stack, not snack. I did snack on a lot of stuff while I was doing this too, though. I had an old cardboard box, so I just ripped one of the sides off of it and sat them on here because they weren't really, because they're 2 different size cans. So I just used some cardboard that was left over and put those on there, so they're more sturdy than actually stacking on top of another can. And then over here I've just put all of my canned jellies and fruits and stuff that I've done. And I like, now that I've actually been able to go through and see everything, I know what I need to get and what I have plenty of. Like, I don't think I need any corn anytime soon. I've got 2 cases of corn, and I've got some that are actually down in the back as well. Those are the newest cans I bought. So it's helped me realize what I have. And then over here is kind of all of our Mylar bags and our vacuum sealed stuff and our cans, our number 10 cans and things like that. But like, I've labeled all of the baskets. I label each individual, like this one's rice, 2 cups. I label each bag, but that way I also label the container that they're in, that way I can see them. So we've got like our rice and our flour, our sugar, our salt, and then like our long-term meals that we have, like creamy rice, vegetable rice, and things like that. And then like our side items that we have. And then up there we've got, I don't know what we have, I'm blind as a bat, like trail mix and some dried fruits and veggies that I've done. And I've got like all my extra canning lids and stuff packed in up there. And then our dry milk and things like that. And then back there on that top shelf I've got my dehydrator and some empty cans. Stuff I use pretty much on a weekly basis I kept in here. Stuff I don't use on a weekly basis will get relocated as soon as I figure out where the relocation area will be. But that is, and then I wanted to also talk about why, because a lot of people, they store their rice and their stuff like that in 5-gallon buckets. Well, if SHTF was to happen, it's nice as far as space saving to put everything in a 5-gallon bucket. But we figured our family would probably go through about 2 cups of rice a day if that's all we had to eat. And so we measured out 2 cups of rice. And like our flour, when I bake bread, I use on average 5 cups of flour. So we did 5 cups of flour. And then sugar, because we were running out of steam, we did most of this in one day. We did 10-pound bags of sugar, or 10 cups of sugar. So that's the reason why we do our smaller portions. And it's great because when it comes to bartering, if we needed to, I'd rather give away, you know, a couple packages of rice than give away a 5-gallon bucket of rice for something that I might need. And it's just more convenient. And then the 5-gallon buckets, if you open it, then you got to worry about trying to seal it and keeping the oxygen out. And with these, it's pretty much grab what you need, cook it, and that's it. But that is where I'm at right now. So I guess I'm not going to actually be going shopping at all next month. Yes, I know it's a tragedy. We're actually going to be living off of our stockpile next month, which I'm trying to save up some money for another project that we're getting ready to do. So I figure, why not just eat what we have? It's a great way to use up the stuff that is close to expiration date. And I challenge people to at least try eating out of their stockpile for just a week straight. Because if you can't do it for a week and you start getting bored with your food, especially if you have kids, how are you going to survive in an SHTF situation if you can't live a week with what you have now? So next month, I mean, we'll be going through what's in our freezer and stuff like that. So we will be basically living off of all of this next month, and then the following month I'll restock everything. And I've got like paper products and toilet paper and paper towels and some miscellaneous stuff I still haven't figured out what to do with. But this is another thing about thinking outside the box. Like, I've already taken one out. Like right after the holidays, these went on clearance at Walmart, like all their gift sets and stuff like that, because the holidays were over. This is normally like $10, and the only reason I got them were for the cups. They're tin cups. They're going to be going in our bug out bags, and I paid $2 for the set because it was on clearance. So I mean, that's one of the things I'm talking about when you think outside the box when you buy stuff. Because you're probably like, I make my own chili. I don't use pre-made chili mix or anything like that. It's nice to have if we needed it, but on a normal basis I wouldn't buy this just because it's a chili gift set. I bought it because, one, it was $2, and two, it's because I seen these cups and I was like, we could use those. But that's another little tip that I have for you. And then over here is like our daily basic stuff, like our cereals and our breakfasts and our oatmeals. And then I've got all my books, which I'll list some of the books I have are really, really good books. Like I have a guide to canning, freezing, curing, smoking meat, fish, and game. And then of course a bunch of canning books. And then heirloom gardening, some cookbooks, you can. And then this Back to Basics book, this is like one of my go-to books. I love this book. I got it on Amazon. I'll put the link in the description if I remember. But that's a really, really good book to have. And then down here, we've just got, I haven't really touched this section. It's basically all of like our brownie and cake mixes and things like that. And then a bunch of granola that I got on sale, which I'm probably going to be taking half of it and putting them in Mylar bags, because we do eat it. Like most of the stuff, like the peanuts, those will get eaten before their expiration date, and all the snacks and stuff, they'll all get eaten before their expiration date. So that's why they're not in Mylar bags. But I think I'm going to just take half of them or so and just put them in Mylar bags. But that is all I have for you, because I'm tired and I still have to cook dinner. So be sure to subscribe to our channel and follow us on Facebook, and happy prepping.